Good morning. You're welcome to Mindset Academy. I'll be teaching you on three major functions today for text analysis: mid, left, and right. Okay, so now um, these tools are basically for treating the text. Okay, cleaning of data, cleaning of data that has to do with text, that has to do with codes, that has to do with street addresses, that has to do with phone numbers, department codes, dates, and what have you. So, if the data is so messy and you need to select just some parts of it, probably you want to use a part of it to create unique login details or create unique codes, or you need just some parts to make up another data. Uh, these three functions will do a good job. So starting with left. Now for left implies that there is a particular data, particular set of data or type of data that you need in a fresh cell. Counting from the left, there's a data you're looking for, say a letter, say a combination of letters and numbers that you want from a particular. So you don't want the entire thing in the cell. You just want, say, EMP hyphen. Okay, you want just EMP, or you want just 2023. From here, instead of manually typing 2023, then like that 23 again, I will have to start looking at here 2022. I'll come here 2022. When it's 2024, I will have to look at it and come here. It's very strenuous. So for a secretary or someone going into data entry, this would be a very valuable tool for you. So say we need just EMP, for example. You see this EMP is to the left, so we start with left, then double click. Now from the left, how many letters to the left do we need? Okay, first and foremost, what cell are we referring to? This is the cell we are referring to, A2, then a comma. Then the next thing is you are going to state um, the letters, the number of the letters to the left that you want to appear here. Say I'm looking for just EMP, which is 3. They are just 3. So I'll select 3, close the bracket, and it is so EMP comes out. If I say 4, it's going to be EMP, and that's so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if I say 5, you know how it goes. You just know it's going to give me this, and I can use this as a unique code or something for everybody. So, but this is not unique enough. Say right now. I need right. I need 5 letters from the right. Okay, I need 5 letters from the right. It's going to count now from the right because I implied right. So from the right it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 23. So if I click this and hit it down, some will appear as 4 because one date here is 24. Some will appear as 2 because the date here is 2022. So if I eventually change this particular ID, sorry, it's not a date, it's an ID that has a year in it or something. If I change this ID to 2021, it's going to replicate here. It's fully responsive. So that's the beauty of codes. Then if I need, say, mid, what I need is in the middle, for example. What I need is in the middle. It's neither to the left nor to the right, it's just at the middle. If it's at the middle, I will use mid function, the mid function. Okay, and I'll be asked what cell I want. This is the cell I want to come out. Then where does your data start from? In the middle. M is at the middle, not so much at the middle, but it's to the middle. P is to the middle, not so much at the middle, but it's not at the beginning, neither is at the end. So also is 001. So we are asking us how much to the middle is this. So n. Okay. Now say I want the data I'm looking for is np hyphen. If that's the data I'm looking for. So it starts at n. So n is number 2. Starts at number 2, counting from the left. Nobody counts from the right except your Arabic. So counting from the left, which is 2. So I click on 2, start 2. Then how many characters to the right? Like we write from left to right, I believe. So how many characters to the right after that 2, or including the 2? How many characters to the right, including the 2, do we need from this place? Say I'm looking for np hyphen, then the first number here, that will be np hyphen 2, or say np hyphen 2021. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. That will be n1 p2 hyphen 3 24 05, another 2 6 and 7. So say I'm looking for 2 and then 7, close parentheses, and that's it. np 2021. When I do this, it goes down to everybody. So this is how to get particular texts from the entire data. You could also use ampersand, but this is not for that tutorial. If you have any questions on how to use ampersand, you could also ask me. Then in case I want to say lift the emails, I want to lift the emails from here. I want to lift the emails. So I'm going to lift the emails, just not the email. I want to lift the domain aspect of the emails. I'll use right because the domain is to the right. So normally somebody will expect us to use count from the right: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? So somebody will expect us to use right. Someone will expect us to use right. Okay, and then we come here and say cell C3, right? And then we come here and say we counted 11 just now. Yes. So close parentheses or company, it works well, right? So now let's do that. You see, it doesn't work well for the rest, and that's because right alone doesn't work well, because it's going to count from 11 from this way. So there are emails that are not to 11 from the right. So there is a need to apply something that will be dynamic to bring only a domain in each of these cells. To do that, we'll use a combination of functions. I'll come back and talk about each of the combinations used here. So we'll use right, then without comment, use right, then we'll select the text, use the C2, get a comma, then C2, find, double tap this, comma, C2, this. I think we are good. So if I'm going to take you on each of the combinations I've used here. So it brings out just the domains. However, there is still an issue here. I think one of the emails, when you giving data, most times it comes in very messy, and you need to do some data cleanups. So we're currently cleaning the data, and we'll use another function to correct issues like this. We'll use substitute to correct issues like this. But let us go over how the significance of learn and find. Okay, what is learn? Okay, learn helps us to count the entire data in a particular cell numerically. It will help you count the data in a particular cell. So let's say learn, so you get to know what I'm talking about. Say C2, cell C2. It says that everything in C2 is 22. Okay, everything in C2 is 22. If you count it, John 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21. So 22. Yeah, 21, 22. So everything there is 22. Okay, and if you do this, it replicates. Well, we don't need that. We don't need to just count. We don't need to count it. We're not looking. Then to find is to say, okay, you are looking for a particular alphabet or a particular data. If you this find will give you the number in counting, the number in counting where that data is. Say equal to find, say equal to find, okay, find text. The text I'm looking for says at, for example, and then find text within what text. Okay, within what text. It's a text analysis tool. So within what text? The text we are looking at is C2. Within what text, and start at what number? Okay, start number. Just put one. Mostly it's mostly one. So 11. So it's telling you that at starts at 11. So if you count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it starts at 11. So this particular function was saying I need you to count from the right on C2, on cell C2. I need to count from the right. But what I need you to count from, at right, when we are using right, you tell us the text and the number of characters from the right that you want to represent. Now, what we did here is to tell Excel that the number we want to count from the right should be dynamic in such a way that the total number of 22 uh, uh, the total number of 22, the number at digits the digit at this digit at is 11. Okay, let me come here and do something. Len. Okay, let me show you something so you properly appreciate this to 22, right? And then at is at 11. You know we set for at is at 11. Okay, now we want to understand this formula. So we are saying right at C2, we want you to count everything in C2 and then minus the position of at in that C2 and then give us the rest. Okay, so now that means the entire number here is 22 and minus 11. We're going to minus 11 where this guy is. So if you minus 11 from there, at is at 11. So we remove 11 from this 22 and then represent the rest. That's what it is saying. Whatever the number is, we remove the number where at is and give us the rest. At will not always be in number 11. At in this place will be different, counting, just as the numbers are different. Just as if I hit this down, the numbers in each cell are different. So where at will be will also vary. where at is also varies. So wherever at is, remove it from the entire column and give us the rest. So that is the meaning of this particular function, and that's why you have this like this. But now uh, we need to trim. Okay, we can't have this. When cleaning up your data, you will have something like this, and that's why you need to use the if error function, so you easily know. I'll teach you the if error as we go on, so you easily know the columns that do not correspond to your cleaning formula or something. So one way to deal with empty spaces, okay, before and after a particular text is by using trim. Okay, say for example now I want to say trim. Sorry, I don't think I can use trim here, but let me try. Say trim. I want to say trim. I can say trim. You can say trim. Which okay. No, let's give a space. Let's say Emily came with space before and after her name. Okay, so we are going to use string. We are going to say equal to string. I think Emily is in B3, so it returns Emily Johnson without space. So it returns Emily Adams Johnson without a space, but the original name has a space. But this string is used for data that you suspect has an empty space before the first digit, before the first letter or the first digit, or and which you suspect it has a space after the last digit. So you use string to make sure there are no trailing or post spaces before texts. Okay, and then now for this case to solve, let's see if trim can work here. Just go along with me if it can work for this space that is here. So we'll just come here, copy this text, always press escape when you're in murky waters. Copy that text and then begin to add trim to every cell. Make sure you close the parentheses for each trim. This could be quite tricky, but you just have to be observant. So trim here, you need to close the trim here. LEN is open, the bracket of LEN is open. Here you also need to trim for each of the cell. You will need to imply a trim. And then last here, I think we are good. So okay, it didn't remove the entire spacing, it just removed probably one of the spacing. So trim didn't work. Okay, trim did not work here. So we need to bring about a collection of functions. This is what we are trying to correct. We are trying to correct this particular formula since it's not working properly here. So Excel has increased this with so many steps for making it easy. We are referring to cell C, not E. So we want to make the corrections now. So instead of just trim, you add substitute. Okay, add substitute. From here, we're gonna do this old text to be substituted with new text. The old text, we are saying that every space, every part of this string cell that has a space should be replaced with new space. Okay, you represent space in Excel using two exclamation marks, open and close, and then we are saying for every word that has this, we should substitute it with this. This is a closure of space. This is an open space, like space between John and Smith, like name. Then this is, say, we are replacing whatever is space with a closed space. Okay, that's the meaning of this. That's the function of this substitute here. Then we're also doing the same thing for here. That anywhere you see space, you should close the space for us. That's the idea behind this. So we're seeing here as well that the space should be close for us. Remember your commas all the time. Parentheses here. Make sure you delimit this as a separate argument. Then this line, which I believe I have explained the relationship here about subtracting. Substitute. Then we are coming here to say that it should, as a matter of fact, comma, space, so I hope it works. It should work. So it returns just company.com. So if I hit this across, you see the space is gone. So if you're going to use this to clean your data, it's going to replicate down to the very last, removing all possible spaces within this domain. And you could also enlarge this to mean the entire cell, to remove all spaces in the cell. Now, I think I said I was going to explain something. I think trim. Okay, I think I've explained trim already. Okay. Now, in the case where you have an entry, data entry with so many mistakes that some of them probably do not have this art. For example, art is what we used in searching for data. Just in case this art wasn't there, in case the art wasn't there, you see it brings about this error and this error. So what do we do to handle errors like so it doesn't appear very not nice? So what do? We apply another function in such a way that whenever this happens, it should return error because Excel. I think I should use a permanent reference and absolute referencing for this, so I don't have to keep going back and forth. Okay, so now for us to change this value, this thing is it's an error. It's of course an error because the art that is supposed to be there, I've cancelled it. So instead of it to show error like this on the file, I will just use one word as an example. So I will just come here and use the if error. Start it at the beginning. If error, what should happen? If error, return invalid. So we are saying that if this cell does not agree with the formula inside here, if the cell doesn't agree with the formula inside there, it should return an error. It should, instead of it appearing as error this, it should return invalid email. Okay, so I'll show you how this works. So this, I'll click this down, you see invalid email, invalid email. This one appeared, this other one appeared. You see splash.com, good. Let's see if our friend appeared. Okay, let's go and use our text. This was Andres who had uh, who had you know, who's Andres who had spaces in his email. So let's put the at and let's see how it works over here. So Andres appeared here, Andres appeared, there's a space here, but it was corrected here, it was corrected here. So here is not showing valid email because we didn't use the if error in the cells, on the cells. So let me try to make it an absolute reference and then try to drag across board. That should work. I hope I referenced all. That should work. So it worked. So if I drag it here to invalid mail, then I hit it down. Wow, why is it all invalid mail? I think there's an error. Okay, I made it absolute cell. So when you hit it down, it's going to make it an absolute cell and it won't appear properly because, okay, that's the problem with making it an absolute reference. So, but I'll play with that again since I have used it for other things. So now I would like to extract only the middle names. Okay, only the middle names. It's quite murky. We want to extract only the middle names on this file. Okay, in case you are told to clean up a data, you should bring out only the middle names instead of you typing middle name by middle name. You could use a formula. To do that, we'll have to tell Excel that we want the middle name, like we want the name that appears after the first space and appears before the second space. The entire name that appears before the first, that appears after the first space, and then appears before the second space. So that is how we are going to denote our middle name. So we will need equals to need, we'll double tap. No, the mistake. We'll need double tap, come to text, C2, come text, go and find, double tap. I'm going to be looking for where we have a spacing. No, okay, I think that cell should be B2, not C2. I'm used to C2 today. The names are in B2, not C2. So this it should be +1. We are saying that after the first spacing, find the letter that appears after the first spacing. Okay, find, come here, find, save, we want to state for the second spacing number. For us to get the second spacing, we must restate. Where is this 2 here? Twice. We must restate our first period, our first space to get the second space. Okay, C2 can get. So I have C2 there. Comma, find, double tap. Okay. Then C2 here again. Close. This is close. Minus find. Minus find. And C2. And C2 minus 1. This is not appearing as it's not appearing as a formula because this was not delimited. Let's make this possible there. It wasn't delimited as a separate function. See, now it's highlighted. It should give us, what's the problem? Okay, C2 instead of starting with B2 and ended with C2. So used to the C thing. This is going to change now. Process. So that's the middle name here. That's the middle name we have here. So we're just going to hit this down and it's going to replicate. It's supposed to replicate. What's going on? Okay, let's go and check what's going on here. Oh, voila. I think there is a need for a trim. There's a need for a trim. Then I think Michael Brown doesn't have a middle name. Okay, let's give Michael Brown a middle name. Say ON. We can also insert a trim. It's already correcting itself. We can also insert a trim within this formula, but I want you to grasp this before we, get out. But with our previous lessons on trim, I believe we could find a way around. But I will cover trim and this particular application of need. I will cover it in another lesson. So but you could also try to give it a try. This is appearing as an error here, which you know how to make it not appear as one. I think Sophie doesn't have a middle name. Olga. I believe that should change now. That should change. Olga has changed. So in case I need to generate codes, I can use an ampersand with all of this. Okay, I can use an ampersand with all of this. We say equal to right. I want to generate a code, a special code, a unique code for each, say star or something. I could say text using text b full. Say just arbitrary number 3. An ampersand. Say left. say text C2, arbitrary number say 4, and ampersand say mid, say D2, start number say 2, arbitrary, number of characters say 3, also arbitrary, and voila. So this is a special unique number for the first person, could be a password or something. Then you see some others are bringing up spaces. So what do we do? Okay, it's just one that had the space issue. So what do we do to guide against this space? We could come to the beginning and place substitute. You do that, you come to the end here and say this. Any space you see like this should be replaced with this. What did I do wrong? Okay. So this, I just hit it down. See, this has been corrected. So this is this. Thank you for watching. Kindly like, us, like our page, and follow. Yeah, 90 Academy. Thank you.